In this video, I will be demonstrating how to assemble the Spintly Smart Access Door Lock product. So here we have all the items required for this assembly, and over here we have a demo wooden stand. This will act like the door that we are going to mount the lock on. The thickness requirement for a door for this installation is around 35 mm. A minimum requirement, 35 mm should be the minimum thickness of the door for this lock to be installed on. And here, as you can see, we have already drilled through the holes required for installing all these components. This sheet gives us the dimensions on the cutouts required for on the door. This sheet will be present in the door lock package. As you can see over here, all the dimensions are given and we have cut the holes out according to these dimensions. All of these holes have their own special purpose. Then the cavity inside the door lock where the mortise will sit in is also given by this side of the dimension sheet. You can get this dimension over here, and the other side is same as this one. So basically you will have to run the drill all the way through the door, so all the holes are on both sides of the door. Now first we will start by the mortise over here. The mortise is the centerpiece of the door. This is the main mechanism which has the motor in. Since it's an electronic mortise, it will be run. This product runs on NFC cards and Bluetooth BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy Protocol. So you can unlock the door via your smartphone or the NFC card. So that's why these connectors are there. This connector will be connected to the PCB, and this one will be connected to a battery pack. This one over here. So these connectors will mate each other. The PCB is already mounted inside the outside. This is the outside handle, and the PCB is mounted inside, and this is the connector which connects over here. So this mortise, to identify which side is the outside and which side is the inside, you have to basically look over at this latch hole over here, and this arrow, which if you see this arrow is not present on the other side. So if you see the arrow, that means this is the outside of the mortise, and this will be the inside part of the mortise. So the lock the handle I showed you earlier will be mounted on this side of the mortise, and the inside handle will be mounted on the other side. So let's begin by inserting the mortise inside the cavity. You can pull out these connectors onto the inside towards the inside handle. Just keep them out over here, and the wires usually always come out from the topmost hole which is present. So now we have to make sure the mortise doesn't stay in the mortise stays in its place. So we will use these two screws provided in the set, and we'll mount this. The first screw goes in the topmost hole. The second screw goes in the bottommost hole. Basically, I'll just screw them in. So now the mortise will stay in its place, it won't move. The next step is before that, you can see here the latch hole, the deadbolt hole, and the keyhole are all aligned with the cutouts in the wood. So make sure you see that before going forward. The next thing we'll start with is the front plate of the front plate for the mortise, so that it covers up all these. It gives a nice steel look at the surface. then you have to fix it with these two small screws which are given with the mortise plate. Okay, fine. Then the next thing is we'll have to put a keyhole mechanism in the keyhole cutout. So this is the keyhole basically. This is the keyhole mechanism. The key goes inside and you can rotate this thing. This is the holder for the keyhole. So you basically just put it, assemble it like this. Make sure the keyhole is on the top and the actual keyhole is on the top side, and the holder hole also is on the top side. Then just take one screw which comes with the set again and just make sure the holder is attached to the keyhole firmly. Then take this full set and put it here inside. So this way it will hold. And finally take another one of the small screws which is provided and insert it on the holder hole which was available earlier. So this way we have the keyhole fixed and everything there. Now the keyhole is operational. Fine. Now the next thing we're going to install is the outside handle with the PCB. We have these three rods provided with the set. Take the small. There are two small ones and a huge and a tall one, a thinner one. And take one of the small ones and put it inside the latch hole which has the arrow. And now you have to insert the door lock cable through the topmost hole and make sure it passes through. And here you have to make sure the rod which you just inserted goes through in the center of the handle where the spring is inserted. So just make sure it goes through. And also all the 4 holes should go through. So this way. Now the handle is not able to turn in the latch because by default this is in lock state. So anyone from the outside cannot open the door until there is NFC access or the Bluetooth access. So the authorized user can enter the door. So on the other side here, we will connect the two cables here, the PCB cables, and push in the extra cable here in this cavity. Just keep out the battery connector. The next step is to take the tall rod, insert it here. This is the deadbolt rod which will enable and disable the deadbolt from the inside, and this rod is for the inside latch. So again, make sure you align the handle hole and the deadbolt hole with the latch. So when it is aligned properly, you will be able to control the deadbolt from inside with this knob, and the latch will be engaged using the inside handle. Inside handle will always be able to engage the latch. It doesn't require access. So I will take 2 of the 4 tall screws provided in the set, and I just screw the bottom part of the 2 handles together. So these screws going all the way through the wooden bolt and get inserted to the outside handle. these screws are the main holding pieces which make the full door lock stay in one conjunction. Then the final thing is the battery set. You can just connect the battery set from over here, and even if you want to replace the batteries, you just have to just remove these two top screws and remove the battery and change your batteries. This will go right, the battery is facing this side inwards like this, and I will just insert the final two screws. So now full lock is assembled properly. The outside door will not work, but the inside handle will work, inside bolt will work. And if you want to access the key hole, you will have to just remove this cover that is present on the key hole, then pull in the key holder and open the lock. Now this was the assembly part. I'll just show you how we have the device working with the phone. So this is our app that we have created. I'll just press the access button over here. It will run, and I'll be able to use the handle. Once I use the handle once, it will lock again. I have to press grant myself access again to enable the latch, and again it will get locked. Similarly, I have this NFC card. If I place the NFC card over here, I'll be able to get myself the access and it will lock again. So this is the assembly tutorial for the door lock.